Well, I've been living in Champaign, Illinois 60 years as of this past 19th. And I've been gardening, I would say, 30 years, seriously, of those 60.
30 years. And I know that you also have several
Well,
gardens.
right now I am doing five, but I have done as much as eight gardens. One, about an acre. But when my husband passed, I let that one go. And up until oh 07, I had seven gardens, and I let two of those go, and now I've got five. No, I really can't say any one thing go any better than the other. I raise, as I said, about anything that's edible. I raise watermelon, cantaloupes, zucchinis, cucumbers, Swiss chard, cabbage, collards, turnips, mustard. Well, just about any, and beans, many different variety of beans, and peas. I got more than one variety of peas, because at one time we had 13 varieties of bean, just peas.
Mm-hmm.
And butter beans, snap beans, you name them, we raised them.
You grew them all, huh?
That's right. And sweet potatoes.
And sweet potatoes.
Because just this past November, the Gazette had an article in the paper about me, and 6 pound sweet potato.
A 6 pound sweet potato. Mm-hmm. Champaign resident Nina Sibley holds a 6 pound sweet potato she grew in her garden. 6 pounds, that thing's bigger than my head. Yes, indeed. And you said who sent you that photo and laminated it?
What's the proper title? Representative, I believe, Naomi Jacobson.
State Representative Naomi Jacobson.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's in 103rd District.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right.
Well, quite a few of them are favorite. My peas and watermelon, cantaloupe, and sweet potatoes, I would think would be at the top of the list. Because I plant, I think set out about 3 or 4 varieties of sweet potatoes, and the white sweet potato is my favorite.
The white sweet potato?
White sweet potato is my favorite. Oh, I just love them.
Wow, I never knew there was a white sweet potato.
I raise them,
oh,
so I
okay.
do know that they're. Well, sometime I'll get mixed dishwater soap solution and spray for those little bit of black bugs. Well, 2 is on a lot without a house, so that should give you some kind of idea as to how large space is. Because see the one across the street there by that daycare, a house used to sit there. Now I'm working it. And on the corner, a house used to sit there. Probably about maybe 100 by 30. 40 at the most. Because I believe mine is 135 by 60. And so it'd be a little smaller than that. But it's quite a bit. I put in compost that garden across the street. When we first got it, the city hauled us in 5 big truckload of leaves. It was taller than me, myself. And we worked it into the ground. That holds your moist. And we used to collect grass for down there on the corner. Just put grass in there and work it in. Now I do use some commercial fertilizer, but not all my garden, because commercial fertilizer don't work on everything.
Uh-huh.
You can't do that.
You use some of the methods that you learned over the years, huh?
Sure. See, it's best certain things don't need fertilizer. Your peas and your beans. There's so many things. They don't require any fertilizer.
They don't require any. Huh?
No. You can raise peas on, well, you've never been in the South, I don't think. So you know on this clay ground that won't hardly grow anything that grow peas.
It'll grow peas, but it won't.
No, you can't raise corn, I don't know, corn, or anything that needs a lot of Kosciuszko, Mississippi. Same county that Oprah Winfrey, she and I, one in the same county.
Is that right?
Dad owned that. And we work, he had father 13 kids, but never 13 was at home at the same time, because the older one was married, like my oldest sister, she was married before I was born.
Oh, okay.
So we never lived up on the same roof, all of the 13 kids. And we raised some everything. My dad, we raised commercial would be cotton. That was his main crop. Then we had corn, we had hay, we had peas and beans. That was the peas and beans were more for the family to eat, to sustain us during the winter, because we didn't have refrigerators, no electric deep freezing things like that. Mm-hmm. So you put those away, and for sweet potatoes, you put those away. You put the sweet potatoes in a keel so they wouldn't rot. You would eat all winter off of it. And your peas and beans, you stored them in a place, and then come spring, or either during the winter, you'd go out and put them in a burlap sack, crush them up, and then pull them out when it's a windy day, and the wind would blow the husk and the hulls away, and you would catch the peas, and that's what you would eat. We ate sweet potatoes, and we had those in a keel. They wouldn't rot. They would last all winter. And then you cure your hogs. You would cure this meat out. My dad would do that. We had a smokehouse. You cure your mitlins and your shoulders and ham out. And then the certain portion of that hog, you'd grind that up and made sausage. And you'd hang those up on a little round pole and make a fire out of, I believe it was out of hickory. Mm-hmm. And you would smoke, and all the fat would fall down, and then once it was cured, you just leave it hanging, and you ate off of that all year. Mm-hmm. That's how you kept your food and had food to eat, because having a big family that my dad had, we had to do those things, and we'd kill maybe, 6 or 7 hogs in the course of a year. Mm-hmm. It had to be killed during the winter months, somewhere in November, because the temp has to be, I'm not exactly sure the temp, but it has to be a certain temp. Otherwise, your meat will spoil. Although you kill it and put it down, salt it down, it still will spoil it. Mm-hmm. So you got to have a certain, probably about $40 or $50
to get
the
seeds.
Everything I need. Well, when I would go last year to the service station to get gas, I would spend in the neighborhood of $30-some each time, maybe twice a year. Because I would carry 2 5-gallon cans and a couple of 2-gallon. And when I fill all those up, I'd end up spending about, I probably would save in the neighborhood of $300 or $400. But I put away stuff, set up at night, sometimes 12 o'clock at night, preparing this stuff, putting it in a deep freeze, and so much of that stuff I give away. I can't eat it by myself. Mm-hmm. Once I put it in the deep freeze, I give I don't know how much. Just to people. Well, I do it because, first of all, I do love gardening. You get such a peace being out there working, tilling the soil, doing something that productive these hands have contributed. Mm-hmm. But secondly, I can raise everything I want and eat anything I want just about any time of the year, because I've got it in my deep freeze, whether it's growing season or not. It's there. And plus, I've been able to give to so many, many people. I can't tell you the people I do give stuff to. Mm-hmm. Even the sick people, I have cooked 10-pound bucket full of greens and take it to people. Mm-hmm. Give them stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I won't call names, but I do that all the time. Right. If they need peas or beans, I'll cook them. I go buy my meat and cook it. And also, I give it straight from the garden. Everything I don't have to prepare it and freeze it. Mm-hmm. People come by, they want this. Most of the time, I just give it to them, maybe 5 pounds of greens or whatever. We have lost that togetherness, that if I've got and you need, I'll give to you. We've lost that. It's all the way about self, seem like. And that's one of the things that's hard for me to get used to, because I wasn't raised that way. And I still can't live that way. I just feel like if I got it and you need it. And I notice, and I know maybe this, to me, still speaks on the same subject. Now, I've gone west. I've been to every state out west. And out there, they have this that we have lost. I know I don't remember the year now, but I know people remember when they had that bad flood there in Rapid City, South Dakota. And I think it was 200-some people was killed in that flood. They have, because I talked to several people the same year this happened when I was up there. And I talked to the man that ran the Black Hill Tent and Iron, and I asked him how was his business, and he said, well, it was good up until the flood. So many people had put in orders for tents and this and that, and it was canceled after the flood because they used that money either to stay home and fix up theirs or to help a neighbor to fix theirs up. We don't have that. And I was in Boise, Idaho. I think that same year, and I spoke with a man, he was a saltwater salesman. I'd gone to the laundromat to wash our clothes. Because when we're on the road, you know, I'm out there maybe 5 weeks. We don't carry enough clothes for 5 weeks, so we just stop, wash. And he was telling me how they didn't have to lock their doors and how they assist the police if there were any problem. Well, I'd taken that kind of lightly. But as we were leaving, about a mile or so out of town, I saw police had a car pull over, and you could see all the volunteers, people that stopped to see could they give assistance. And we don't have that. Well, very possible. I could agree. Because when we're not doing that, what are we doing? We're doing something positive and negative.
True.
I think it's just opposite, negative. Because your mind, I have to go back to the Bible on this.
Okay.
Our mind is a devil workshop, and there's no age limit on it. There's no age limit. From here up to. So if you're not doing something with it, then positive, then you're going to be doing something negative. When you think about our young people, why do you think we having all this problem? They have nothing to do. They become bored, they say. I didn't become bored. My dad gave us enough work to do. If he left in the morning, he would always tell us what to do. And do you know, we'd still be working, trying to get that accomplished when he returned that evening. That kept us busy. I didn't get bored. I wish I could have just done nothing, played. But we didn't have that. Because you don't know what you're looking for. You should never step on unplowed ground, because you don't know whether I've got something planted there and it's ready, going to come up maybe in a few days.
Never step on unplowed ground.
And then if you got stuff up, they can see that, and then they ought to know to stay in the middle. Because a lot of times I'll have something maybe planted, and you just walk in, you step all over, and I say, you just stepped over where that thing planted. So I just rather for you not come in.
All right.
And you know one will tell you that know me. Nope, don't come in my garden. It was called the Eddie Abbott. Now, anyone's been here anytime know what I'm talking about. I believe it was on South Duncan, south of Springfield. And my husband and I had a garden out there, and it done quite well because you had water and everything right there. You could water it and do everything that you wanted to do. But come, I don't know who was there, maybe the latter part of August, 1st of September, we went out there, and somebody went out there and cut all our collards, everything that was green. They'd cut them down and taken them.
And you said so from that point on, you didn't do a community garden?
No, that was it. I never wanted another one. Because of that. Because I worked too hard, and I guess I'm proud of what I do. And you know, how can you be proud of what you have done, someone come in and destroy it? They just cut down everything. All of the collards, I think cabbages, I don't know if they had cucumbers, they just got all that stuff. We went out there that one evening, and that wasn't a community garden. I know what you're saying. You could buy plots. I can't remember the dimension of it, but you could buy the plots, and that was yours. And someone else had a plot. Someone else had a plot. And that's what we had at Eddie Abbott. And these people went out there and just
destroyed it.
And that's what Parkland, you can buy them right now at Parkland, and you got your plots, and they provide the water, the hoses and things. All you got to do is just water as much. Well, I think other than make sure you don't have a lot of shade, it's not too much else you need to do. Till the soil and get it ready for planting. As long as you don't have that shade, because shade will sap all the strength, and it just don't grow to its full potential.